Hey all, welcome to ShareTrekc. This is Raj here. And friends, today I'm going to look at a bunch of companies. We haven't seen the price chart for a while. So I'm going to go through them. There are a bunch of companies in our watch list who are all going to report very soon this week. So I just wanted to go through them and see if I have any points to make about them, and also check if there are any technical patterns that are standing out that I can talk about. So with that said, let's get started. So here we are in our TradingView platform, and each of these candles is a one-day candle, and we are at Nasdaq futures, which is looking slightly negative. Doesn't mean anything. It could just turn positive tomorrow morning. But overall, if I was to look at Nasdaq futures, I think Nasdaq mini futures is showing itself to be in a bear channel. So if I was to join these lines together and put them together somewhere here, so this is definitely a bear channel. And in order for it to come out of the bear channel, there should be some technical patterns. And I'm not seeing any technical patterns at this point of time out here that I'm aware of that could show any boost. So if you look at the MACD, it's also bearish, and the momentum is also weak. This is a chart where each of the candles are a one-day candle. So that's the situation with Nasdaq futures. And now if we were to go into the big companies that move the market, the first indicator for me always is FNGU. That is XXX FANG ETF, and it has gone up by around 5.07% today. And again, it's in a bear channel out here, as you can see. It's in a bear channel out here, as you can see. Let us just draw this out here. That is the upper limit of the bear channel, and this is the lower end of the bear channel. So it's in a bear channel at this point of time. So again, for this to come out of the bearish channel, it needs to have some technical indicator. I don't see any. The momentum is also low. MACD is also bearish. Again, this is daily candles out here, so it's a long-term chart. So we are in some kind of downward trends. Of course, the strength of the earnings and forward guidance by all these technology companies is going to make a little bit of a difference out there. But there are plenty of uncertainty still around in the market. So apart from FNGU, the constituents of FNGU are Meta and Microsoft. Microsoft is going up, and Google had a gap down, so it's going to cover up. So I've already bought FNGU. I bought it at 129 a few days ago, so I'm already in profit, but I got only 50 shares. I had another 50 placed at a much lower level, which didn't materialize. So I'm happy with FNGU right now, and if I get an opportunity at lower rates, I'll continue to pick them up because it goes up exponentially. That said, I think Apple also is going to be on track. They have an event coming up shortly, and that event is likely to be a catalyst. So here we have some news from the event. Apple unveils new M3 processors and new MacBook Pros. So we'll have to see what kind of response it is getting from the market. It already gained around 1.23% today. Amazon is also on fire. It has picked up. It was going sideways. Now it has picked up in the last 2 days. Because these are all components of FNGU, I'm expecting FNGU also to kind of break out of the bearishness that it has got. But I don't see any technical signs out here as such at this point of time. That said, let us go on and have a look at our genomic stocks. I'm just going to sort this out so that we have all the winners at the top. That was about the FNGU and all those things that we already saw. Now let's look at genomics. In genomics, now we have this sorted list out here based on the best performers. Allogene gained around 9%. When I look at all these 9% and 6% gains, it is very tempting to go for a swing trade opportunity or chance it, especially when the stock price is so low. But the problem is that these are all on strong bear channels. If you look at the channels out here, it's absolutely bearish, and it's been bearish for quite a while. And most of you who are in this genomic investments already know how bad the market is out here. So if you can see, it's all bear channels for Allogene. Likewise for Verve, it's going down very strongly. Invitae, I have a concern that it could get potentially into trouble with the exchange if it continues to hover below $1. And then we have Prime Medicine, which was launched at around $25, if I'm not mistaken, and it's come down to $5.82. Even though it has gained 4% today. And Bionanogenomics, again, is another company which is going dangerously close to $1. It's not looking that great. Now, coming back to Allogene, we have the earnings coming up on 2nd of November, which is very soon, in a few days. And earnings is negative 0.519 per share. And revenue is estimated at 14.462. And when it comes to Verve, we have the earnings on the 7th of November. Again, negative 90 cents is what is the EPS estimated, and 963K is the revenue estimate out here. Invitae also is going to come up with their earnings on 8th of November. We have spoken about Invitae already. Sandeep made an entire video, so I won't talk too much about it. Prime has got earnings coming up much later, so need not talk about that. Bionanogenomics is reporting on the 9th of November, earnings of minus 97 cents per share, and revenue estimate of around 9 million. And Bluebird is going to have its earnings report on the 7th of November, negative 669 cents, that is a negative 0.66 cents. Is what is the EPS estimate, and revenue estimate is 13.559 million. So I think that Bluebird should be able to meet the revenue targets. As far as the earnings EPS is concerned, I'm a little bit worried about the EPS. Last quarter they did just about as well, but this time I think they may have some extra expenses, especially on the run-up to monetization of Lovocell, and with PDUFA dates coming in, maybe some requirements that have to be fulfilled. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but we may soon have Catalyst in December. So we'll see what happens out here. Let me just check if there are any latest news items. 10 hours ago, it says Bluebird Bio agrees to sell priority review voucher for $103 million if sickle cell disease treatment approved. This is very interesting. If received in relation to a potential approval of Lovocell for the treatment of sickle cell disease. Okay, this is again a very good positive catalyst in my opinion for Bluebird, and this should send the shares up. So I'm saying that this is a very positive catalyst for Bluebird at this point of time. Next, let us look at Intelia. It's again in a bear channel, and Beam Therapeutics is also on a total bear channel. Gilead is very interesting. I think this is a very strong company, but one of the pressures for it is from the HIV quarters, because they are under tremendous pressure to let go of their license rights for many drugs that they have made. They have a whole suite of antiretroviral therapy for HIV, and they have got a whole bunch coming up in the pipeline. It's a very strong company that way. Plus, they have a whole lot of other therapies. But I think Gilead has now formed a very interesting pattern out here. This particular pattern is the Japanese candlestick pattern called bullish harami, and it's absolutely perfect. It's perfectly positioned in front of this big red candle from the previous day, and it's being supported jointly by two exponential moving averages, those for 100-day and 200 days. So the long-term moving averages are supporting it, and also it has got support from one of the other long-term moving average, which is the 50-day exponential moving average. So I think it's looking very well poised for move upwards, and also momentum is above average. It's just the MACD which needs to turn bullish. It's looking great, I think, on the run-up to earnings, where an earnings of 1.93 1.913 cents, $1.91 is expected per share, and revenue of $6.8 billion is expected for this quarter, the third quarter. So Gilead is looking good to me at this point of time. Editas again reports on the 3rd of November, and the expectation is a EPS of negative 0.57. And revenue is estimated at $3.7 million, and we'll have to see how they manage. In the past, they have been able to do well, except for the revenue. And as I said, friends, revenue for these kind of companies is something that is very difficult to project. But if you look at the trend, they have been doing a lot of cost control, because if you saw in Q1, they came 7 cents below the expectation, so it was a better thing. Like, they lost 7 cents less than what they were expected to, and in the previous quarter they improved it even further, and they lost 20 cents less than they were expected to. So I'm expecting that they would be doing something similar this time around for their expenses. So the earnings, they will definitely outstrip, but revenue, I don't know what they're going to do about it. And if you look at the next one is Crispr. Again, Crispr is going to do its earning on 1st of November, which is just a day away. And the earning expectation is a loss of $1.98 or $1.99. And their revenue estimate is $8.66 million. And if you look at the trend again in this, in case of Crispr, they have been improving their cost control, and they have been doing better than expected when it comes to EPS. And also they have been doing better than expected in terms of revenue for at least the last 2 quarters. So I'm expecting something good from Crispr Therapeutics. But when it comes to their EPS, I'm sure that they would be able to beat their EPS out here, because it's already anticipating a loss, because they have got a lot of frenzy of activity going on for Exacel, because the PDUFA date is coming around, and there will be a lot of marketing related activities as well. But again, they are sharing the cost with Verve Therapeutics. So I think the earnings estimate out here in the negative is very reasonable compared to what we had before. So I think overall they should be able to do well on both earnings as well as revenue. PACB again is in a bear channel. Schrodinger is in a bear channel. Caribou Biosciences is in a bear channel. Illumina is also in a bear channel. Ginkgo Bioworks is doing terrible. It's continuing to fall down. There seems to be a bottomlessness out here. It's also dangerously going towards $1. That is scaring me. IMTX is also going down. I had some IMTX. I sold it. Then we have got Checkpoint. 1.89. So we don't cover Checkpoint generally, so I'm just going to delete this from here. So friends, that was my quick review of whatever we have in our watch list. And I'm thinking that overall, I was listening to some analysts today on CNBC Money. And one of them was saying that he's very optimistic, that is Tom Lee. He was saying he's very optimistic about FANG stocks, and he's thinking that a lot of positive lies ahead for us. So I'm also cautiously optimistic that at least the FANG stocks would do well, and that's where I'm putting my money. So I have standing orders to buy more of FNGU whenever it dips below $129. And right now I'm profitable on FNGU, but I'm negative on Crispr Therapeutics. My stocks, my 100 shares of Crispr is down almost 26%, and my Bluebird shares are down significantly. My DNA shares are down very badly. My DNA purchase price was around 2.75. But DNA, I have a very small holding. Bluebird also, I have just 600, and Crispr, I have got 100. Yeah, so that's what I have on my books. So with that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. I thought I'll just give you a state of my mind with regard to the market. So I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.